What is up? Ace Chapman back with you, and I am happy to be here, especially talking about innovation in private equity, which is something that is critical. And for me, one of the most powerful innovations that transformed my private equity business and career has been the ability to profit from the hundreds of deals and leads that I get on a monthly basis, but I never end up buying. I had a month last month where we bought four deals. That's rare. Maybe in a month we'll do one deal. But when I'm able to profit from a lot of those deals, I don't buy. That changes everything. And as with any industry, innovation is what's going to keep you ahead, especially with more and more people realizing how powerful private equity is, how powerful just in general buying a business is. If everybody's going out there doing those basic strategies, you want to stay ahead of what they're doing because over time, more people are going to see that business buying, there's just not many wealth building strategies out there that can compete with that. So, something also to keep in mind is just because more people are entering the market doesn't mean that the strategy is any less potent. It simply means that if you want to succeed, if you want to make it in this game, you need to be innovating how you approach this business. And when I say this business, the business of acquisitions, right? So no matter what, like buying a business at the end of the day and kind of getting into the world of private equity is better than any of the other alternatives out there. When you look at things like real estate, you look at things like even stock market investing. Those are things that I do and I put my money in. But I always tell my clients, if you dedicate even a whole year using these advanced strategies to get a really great business, and you buy just $1 million business within that year, and then you don't even grow the business. You don't do anything to expand the business. There's no growth. It was just a two or three multiple business. That means in 2 to 3 years, that business is going to be paid off. And without you doing anything to grow it, which hopefully you're able to do, you end up with $1 million. Now, you and I both know people who've been trying to do the entrepreneur thing, trying to start a business, and maybe they had multiple ideas and they've been doing it for those 2 to 3 years or 4 years even, and they don't have $1 million, right? So it's just the easiest step by step process where you don't have anything magical that needs to happen in order for you to reach that level of success. And I just see it, because we also help people sell businesses. Like I just talk to these sellers every day when we're trying to buy their business, and they're just regular people doing regular things and have multi-million-dollar assets. So that's without having to do anything extraordinary. It's without having to be Elon Musk. You can build tremendous wealth. And again, that's with one asset without doing anything to even grow that asset. And so, just the trying to beat the odds of starting a business from scratch is an extraordinary feat in and of itself. So we're always focused on innovating in this space because we don't have to play in that other space, right? So we want to stay ahead of the masses that are starting to try to buy businesses so that we don't have to compete with them. And then, in addition to that, we're always finding new approaches to maximize returns and minimize risk. One of the ways that we do this is with what I call the acquisition holding company, or ACK HoldCo for short. And this is really a business model. I hear a lot of people using the term HoldCo, and a lot of people that are gurus in the space that basically just talk about it as if you're simply buying businesses into a holding company. So I've just seen that a lot more, and it's the wrong interpretation of what I'm talking about when it comes to the HoldCo strategy. The real model is just a lot different than that. It's more dynamic. There are a tons of pieces to it that I'm not going to go all the way into in today's video, but I will say that what you're doing, if you want to kind of boil it down, is building a business that itself is in the business of acquiring companies. And that's a crucial difference because the way that you start to build that business, it's one of the things that we're going to do. One of the pieces of that model is we're going to look for ways that we're generating profits even while we're looking to buy the business, right? Because we're already in business. We're in business to buy these different types of companies, whatever in a specific industry. So we're looking at how are we going to start making money from day one, even before we buy a business. And so we've come up with all these strategies, and over the years, it's kind of grown into this collection of strategies that we've developed and that have allowed us to help our clients to make money. In that case, even while they're searching for acquisitions. Now, here's what this means. This means we're going to generate income from other activities. And it's not just random activities, it's activities that are related to the deals and the industries that we're doing the acquisitions and exits and more. And there's consulting and there's kind of all these different pieces, right? So it's a system of integrated strategies that the overarching strategy is HoldCo, and then within that, there's kind of this collection of activities that create cash flow streams that sometimes can turn into valuable assets. I love that you could do these things as kind of these side assets, which I use as a different way to say. Some people say side hustle, side projects. I say side assets because I don't want to do anything that's like a hustle, right? But what's really crazy is that these things can be bigger than the acquisition itself. And so, as I saw that more and more, that is what became what I call kind of the collection of chairman strategies. All these strategies that are outside of buying the business itself, but we use those strategies to basically pay us in the whole co program while we're going out and looking for deals. They also create profitability independently, which allows us to be strategic about how we place those assets within a holdco. We're not relying solely on acquiring the business to start generating income, which also gives us the freedom. And this is one of the things that I'm always hesitant. Like, and it is a problem with some of these other programs. It's like if your only source of income is I'm going to go buy a business, then you may not make the best decision when it comes to picking the business that you're going to buy. And what I found is that in many cases, these strategies can just it ends up being a deal within themselves because you package them and then eventually you can exit them. So it's a unique collection of strategies that we have picked out of the HoldCo program and kind of put them together and call them the chairman strategy. And we're basically teaching that, as many of you know, in the Chairman's Club. And so this is this collection of strategies that I wanted to chat about today, which is what allows you to make money while you are looking for the business that you're going to buy. So when you think about this, it starts with creating a framework. And the framework is you're going into businesses and you're going to leverage them to build an ecosystem of income generating activities. You're looking at these different businesses, and typically they have assets that are overlooked. And you're looking for ways to leverage them and maybe even use them in conjunction with another business. Now, when I talk about some of these things, it's difficult to kind of give somebody the creative lens to be able to understand like it there isn't some specific way that these deals have to work. It's kind of like being an artist, we call it a deal artist. You're looking at these deals and it's fun, as I've been getting on calls with some of the Chairman Club members to just talk through like, okay, here's an example of a deal. Here's an example of a deal. And if you are new to the Chairman strategy in general, I do recommend going back 2 videos when I talk about the strategy particularly. Now, the other thing that's been interesting, in addition to talking about the different deals, and one of the things I'm really excited about, I'm going to have a deal that is a chairman deal that we're going to be talking about on our first call here, I guess next week. and I'm gonna have invite two of the people in the Chairman Club to basically partner with me on that deal and take equity in that deal. And so, it's been fun talking through that deal and other deals as I do these initial calls. But the other thing that's been interesting is to see who has become a part of the Chairman's Club. So I also want to tell you a little bit about them because it's been an interesting insight into who's in this world of acquisitions. And as y'all know, I don't do any ads. So everything that everybody that comes in is really organic. But so it tells me who's really like interested in this world. And when it comes to doing deals, like your network is everything. And so a big part of the Chairman's Club is this network. And so for those of you who may have been considering being a part of the Chairman's Club, so we do have one more spot, uh, this tells you a little bit about the other people that are in there. But let's talk a little bit about the strategy in general so that you get a sense of why I'm doing this. I basically put this club together because I saw and I continue to see a real need for people who understand this unique approach to doing deals, and basically people who see the value in generating income beyond just buying the businesses as well. As I mentioned, when the only reason that these strategies exist is because we built them for our HoldCo members, and in order to help them make money while they were pursuing deals, and also to create complementary special purpose vehicles that become assets that they can also exit and create kind of those bursts of income as they're doing deals. Now, the downside to that is I can go on and on about the number of those clients who have gone out to buy a business. We've created these amazing products and these amazing kind of side assets, as you could say, as a result of their HoldCo. But then they find their acquisition and they kind of throw away all of these other things that were generating income before. And there is a recent case and deal. One of our clients had taken over, we're going through this process, and we took an overlooked asset from a business. This is something that had zero value to the owner and had, because it just been sitting there unused. And these are kind of assets that we help clients all the time negotiate basically just to get for free or to get a percentage of, and they can get some benefit long term. But we took the overlooked asset and transformed it into a side asset. So this was just a database of people who had reached out about a specific service that company didn't provide, and so they just didn't do anything with those people. And we see this over and over. Sometimes it's a database of people who are looking for their specific service that they're not doing anything with. But in any case, they're just all of these assets that are out there. Now, people say, like I said, side hustles, side projects, and those kind of things. And what I love is that you can negotiate these deals and create side assets that become $1 million businesses. And that's exactly what this was on track to become. This was on track to become $1 million business. But while we were building it, he gets his main deal, and this asset basically was a $300,000 deal. And I just have seen this over and over and over, like literally three cases that I can think of in different industries. And this was in the healthcare industry. And so he was focused on the primary acquisition target, which was totally fine. I get it. And the side asset was just lingering. And even though it was this huge opportunity, and I would encourage him, like, hey, we need to make something happen with this other asset, just to maximize the potential before it died in its infancy. And so this pattern has repeated itself over and over. In some cases, like there's a recent case where I just literally pulled the asset from the guys, like, hey, we're going to take this over. We're going to grow it for you, because what a waste, right? So what I realized is that with clients who are genuinely more interested in buying a business and building up kind of their acquisition HoldCo with their own acquisitions and not as interested in the chairman strategies. I recognized that I needed a separate group for people who basically were more interested in the chairman strategy. And honestly, when I first started talking about it, I was like, I don't know if those people are out there, right? Like maybe those people just don't exist. Maybe everybody is kind of coming to the space primarily interested in acquisitions. But we've found that there are some of you out there that are interested in some of these kind of peripheral strategies, and that's exactly where the Chairman's Club comes in and why it was born. And the response has been amazing. I was curious about the type of people that this type of club would attract. And I really want to refer to it as a club as opposed to a program because I think as we're building these strategies, like this is just like we've got a lot that we're going to be going over in these 6 months. But this is just the beginning. Like there's going to be a ton of innovation because that's what we've seen in the HoldCo program as well. And so I want this to be a tight knit network of people. We're going to be doing some deals together and all of those kinds of things. And the type of people that we've brought in so far, I'm thrilled to say it's just been fantastic. It's just a very, very diverse group of folks. We've got somebody who's former Goldman Sachs professional. We've got a Harvard MBA. We've got a management consultant. Then we've got entrepreneur from Dubai. I've got a couple people in Europe. We've got somebody in Asia. So it's just all absolute killers. And I feel like one of the fascinating things is that nearly everyone in this club so far has been through business buying courses before and courses from other people, which is really cool. And typically those are the people that I get, like people that have already learned from these from these other sources. They've gone to gurus, and in general, most of my audience finds me because they have gotten some basic knowledge, which I actually like. So they've gone out, they've gotten some basic knowledge, typically from a guru who spent a ton of money on ads, and they bought by a program that has basic information that they're selling to the masses. And it's basic information because that's what the masses want. Like the masses aren't looking for huge, complex, undertakings. They just want some very basic things, and then they go fight the other masses using the same strategies. They don't want the kind of higher IQ strategies, but that's what the people that have come in. Like I've had a couple of them literally say, like, this is what I feel like was the missing piece. So in general, I feel like these are people that have realized that this approach is what could have made them more successful when they were looking for deals before and maybe didn't get a deal done. And that, basically it's tough if you're competing with the masses all using SBA to buy businesses that are listed for sale on Biz Buy Sell. It makes it very, very difficult to make something happen. And if you happen to be one of the people to see this, because I don't do ads, you're only going to see this because it's something that Google thinks you're interested in. And if you made it this far in this video as well, which also puts you in a top percentile of humans, because these days no one has attention spans anymore. I've got a gift for you. So there's a link below where it basically is an intro to one of our sessions on the chairman strategy. And we have one more spot in the Chairman's Club at the $99 price. After that, it's going to be greatly increased. We got that one spot. I think it'll probably be gone tomorrow. But I would say this week, plan on the price being higher. So, I get on the phone with the person. It's very hands-on because this is the first time we're doing this, and I want to make sure that we kill it. So if you want to join a community of people that are leveraging these kind of chairman strategies to build sustainable wealth, then this is your chance. It is already turning out to be an amazing group of individuals. So if you're ready to be a part of a small strategic community that's taking a much different approach to private equity, then click the link below. Also, of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Sorry, I didn't realize I thought that was paused. But subscribe, like this video, and click the link below for the Chairman's Club and for that free video that goes into one of these strategies. I look forward to having you in the program.